this. So, let me show you just some pictures of what's kind of going on. First, I need you to understand these are not my pictures. I ransacked my dad's. He just bought a digital camera, so I went in there and I pulled out. So these are not the pictures that I took, but these are pictures of Hiroshima Kenjinkai members. So if you want to know what they do nowadays, because of course, as you saw with this presentation, what they used to do is, they'd help each other out and they'd have a great time. But this is what they do now. So they'll go to events and eat. They'll kind of get together, and I'm showing you this van because it's like the van to jump, a 15-passenger van, and we took the idea of borrowing that. I'll show you a picture of that in a second. But they go to a lot of places in that van. They take trips to like Mexico. This is near Cancun, I think. They go to a lot of funerals. I don't need to say anything about this, huh? Yeah, that's right. They do regular things too, by the way. Like, go to In-N-Out. These are people from Otafuku. If you like okonomiyaki, they actually came to the Hiroshima building, and I think it was the Bonenkai, these guys fixed up some nice okonomiyaki. If you haven't tried those are fantastic. And they recently went to that Grand Canyon skywalk thing, and more funerals, of course. This is the building now. This is the building right down the street, right over here on First Street. And one of the major differences that I have to point out is Hiroshima actually owns a building. Whereas a lot of the other Kenjinkai, they're trying to stay together as an organization without a home building. Hiroshima has a building. Another big incentive for why I got involved, by the way, because then I started thinking, funerals? And that would mean if we stick around, we're going to be the only people left. And that building is going to be ours. So, and we welcome new members all the time, okay? So, now these pictures are mine. Starting here, this is one of the earliest pictures that I found of Hiroken. And starting on this, that's my uncle right there. I think he might be in the audience somewhere. And so it was, this one has 4 people, but of these members, Dr. Igawa is in the middle. I think I'm the only one that's still sticking around. Although I heard Linda's here, if Linda's here. Linda's the one over here next to my uncle. This is one of our first events. We decided to try to tie it together with something dealing with Japan. We said, you know what, it doesn't have to necessarily be Hiroshima, but let's just start putting together events where young people may want to come out. And so we thought Hanami would be good. If you look around, there are cherry trees there, but every time we did this, we picked a bad time to go do a Hanami. We'd sit around and be like, well, where are the flowers? Another event that we did, this is what I mean by you guys, this is a fantastic turnout, because our turnouts were, like this at the very beginning. This is a little film screening. Another look at that. This is the inside of the Hiroshima building, by the way. All right. And here's another event that we did. Dr. Art Nomura, he's at LMU, and he did a little presentation on identity. And at that time, now this is a picture of a Bonenkai. That's just a year-end party. A lot of Kenjinkais do this. I think it's a fantastic idea, so we decided to have our own. That's our first one. And that was our membership back then, all right? I just want you to know there's nobody missing from this picture. Now, the Shinnenkai, that's a New Year's celebration. And I'm showing you this because even though this is a Kenjinkai event, one of the things that was sort of a tricky thing is when my uncle kept saying, you got to get involved and start, building this thing up. He never said there are going to be extra responsibilities. So here's like the first example of an extra responsibility. These are the winners of that $500 scholarship. They sit in here, and one of the additional responsibilities now that we have is we have to make the presentation of the awards. Other responsibilities, by the way, include actually going to Nishihonganji Temple and offering incense. All right, that's about once or twice a year. And they don't sound like a huge thing, but when, we're only a few of us involved, and everybody's like, can you go, can you go? And then I have to go, so then it's like, ugh, one more thing that I got to do. So there I am making the present. And they all hang around behind me, and they go, hey, don't forget to say this. And then, of course, this is my dad and my uncle. They always play music after these events. And all right, this is a picture from the picnic in '07. And here again is an additional responsibility. You notice Sam there in the red. That's right. Now we have to run the games at the picnic. All right? This wasn't told to us when we first signed up. All right? Okay, so here's some other events that we've been doing. So here's an event in which we did a little Tokyo tour. Very nice. That's Nancy Kikuchi, if any of you guys know her. She's a wonderful person. And responsible for that sign, by the way, that she's pointing at. And I figured, in order to keep these guys, to keep them coming back, I said, we got to do something fun. So I said, why don't we go to Mammoth, because I love fishing, and I got a lot of extra equipment. I said, we ought to go do something fun. So this was our first retreat. Very successful. A lot of these guys have never been up there, and now it's an annual retreat, so we're doing all right. A couple pictures I can't show you, because I guess one event was canceled. The Hanami the next year we had scheduled it during like the Iranian New Year or something. The whole park was reserved. Okay, so cherry picking. We said, hey, what else could we do? Well, why not do something that might be fun that some of these old people may have liked to do in the past? So we started this event, which we're probably going to do this year. It's just cherry picking, and we actually, and of course I just mentioned fishing, so I took them fishing right after that. When you drive out to Leona Valley, which is an hour, you might as well go do something else. It only takes 10 minutes to pick cherries, so you need something else to do. Another wonderful event, though. A lot of people now people started showing up, but these are misleading pictures. Why? Because 4 of us are organizing it, and all these other people show up and say thank you, and we never see them again. Here's the picnic now. I want you to see the evolution of our picnic now. All right, so we got involved in '07. '08 was the last picnic. Guess what happens? Well, you guys seem to hire your own people to do the dancing. Hiroshima doesn't have any talent, first of all. So they hire this group, they're Hawaiian singers apparently, and take a look at this. As entertainment, they put us up, and we have to dance the Hawaiian style. And of course, it's not my choice. My uncle, there you see my uncle again. He's pulling me out there, and I said, hey, if I'm coming out there, Sam, you got to come out with me. And the rest of it is, And here, so I'm showing you now us getting more involved, having fun. Okay, next event was mochi down the street right over here. I don't know if you know, there's a over 100-year-old store, Fugetsudo, and we got in contact with the owner, and he decided to do us a little workshop for us. So that was a really nice event. Not too many people again, but there you have it. Not too many people, but another successful event in our book. Here's the second fishing retreat. Big problem here is no women went, so we were worried about cooking, but that turned out to be okay. See, if you have Hiroshima people, they can make okonomiyaki, all right? I always remember that. So good fun out there, and did a lot better this time. And and one more important event to point out, on November 2nd, we never took pictures, but I sent out letters to, because we're all struggling with this problem of trying to get new people involved and staying. That's the thing, right? So I sent out letters to all the presidents of the Kenjinkai. These are the Kenjinkai that showed up, and we had a nice little discussion on, our future, all the things that you heard here. And our latest event was the Hanami. We did okay, right? Yeah, and and we're trying little things like, that's me doing raffles. So we actually put in like $100 of raffle. Seems to help out, and that's how big the turnout was this year. All right, so just remember, the building is ours for any of you who want to come and join us in our struggle. Thank you very much.